Just this one scene speaks volumes about the plight of our underprivileged, less fortunate children. Caught in the web of hunger, poverty, and exploitation, their condition raises many questions before us. Will we be able to provide a solution to their problem? On December 10, 1996, the Supreme Court delivered a landmark verdict in favor of all children employed in high-risk factories and working under inhuman conditions. The verdict decreed that every industry employing child labor would have to pay a penalty of 20,000 rupees per child. The money thus raised would form a trust fund and will be utilized to take preventive measures to stop further exploitation of children and stop the practice of employing child labor. The dreams and aspirations of these children are constantly being trampled and crushed under the wheels of time. In spite of the Supreme Court verdict, children continue to be exploited and are forced to work in pathetic and inhuman conditions. Malti Pillai of UNICEF says, children below the age of 14 are classified as child labor. They are exploited and their innocence taken advantage of. Under the Child Preventive and Regulation Act of 1996, child labor has been classified under two heads, hazardous and non-hazardous. Children employed in glass factories and firecracker factories come under the hazardous category, though there are many other factories which are equally hazardous and employ children, but these have not been declared hazardous officially. Children employed as rag pickers and street cleaners are also exposed to hazardous conditions. In today's world, the scare of AIDS from open syringes looms large over our heads. These children are vulnerable to all kinds of diseases and infections. To believe that only poverty drives these children to seek employment is not totally correct. It is true that poverty forces many to take up just any kind of work. But businessmen and factory owners employ children because they can exploit them more and take advantage of their innocence. They know that to employ an adult, they would have to pay adult wages and would not be able to beat them and torture them for any wrongdoing.
Employers जो है या मालिक या सेठ लोग जो है वो बच्चों को इसलिए वो काम पे लगा देते हैं क्योंकि वो जानते हैं कि उसी गरीबी का वो फायदा उठा सकते हैं. वो किसी एडल्ट को या बड़ों को उसको अगर एम्प्लॉय करेंगे तो उसको उनको वो एडल्ट वेजेस देना पड़ेगा और उनको मार नहीं सकेंगे, उनकी फायदा नहीं उठा सकते हैं.
Chotu, who works in a zari factory, says, "My name is Chotu. I come from Banaras. My older brother used to beat me badly, so I came here and learnt the skill. But it wasn't easy. In trying to teach me, they used to beat me and even broke my rib. I fell unconscious, but finally I learnt the skill. Whatever money I earn, I send home. I work 12 hours a day. I finish at 10:30 every night. I wander around for a bit, then come here to eat and sleep." About 10 crore children all over India have a similar story to tell. The hotel industry also employs child labor for sweeping, swabbing, washing, and they sleep in corridors. One can see them everywhere. and the wages they earn are a pie in the sky. Malti Day says, "We believe that the hotel industry is not hazardous, but it exploits children shamelessly. In Yotmal, 2 years ago, a 12-year-old boy who was working in a sweetmeat shop was beaten so badly that he died. There are hundreds of children like Shiva, whose names we do not even know. That is why I plead with you to give your children the opportunity of education. Give them a chance to stand on their own 2 feet and be independent. Don't let their children suffer in the same way."
और आगे उनको ये जरूरत ना हो कि उनके बच्चे भी आपके जैसे बाल मजदूर ही बने.
And the pleasant land.
Only education can eradicate this evil. But who is willing to take the first step in this direction?
Of eternity. So our little errors.
This is a shoe factory. The workers are mostly children. The atmosphere is suffocating. No proper ventilation, no proper lighting. And these little hands help to bring the dead skin to life. The irony is that the very children who make shoes do not have shoes on their own feet. Without shoes and without any protection, this child is cleaning the gutters. Their only escape is playing cards and gambling. This sight further exposes the insensitivity of society towards these children. Amidst the dirt of a dhobi ghat, washing dirty clothes in dirty water, the sight of these children raises many questions. Is dirt the only destiny for these children? Will their childhood ever bloom? What is their future? What will become of Bharat in this country called Bharat? My name is Bharat. I come from Bihar. 7 months ago I came. I work in this house. I cook, I shop, and do all the housework. At least Bharat has a roof over his head, but most children sleep on the pavement. Surely some skill can be taught to these little hands that beg, so that they too can become useful citizens of this country and society. What effect do quarrels and arguments between parents have on these children? This is no great discovery. God knows how many children run away from home every day because of unhappiness. These very children arrive in big cities where there is no roof, no shelter, no bed for them. They are the children of this world, but there is no place they can call home. Someone said, "The darker the night, the brighter the dawn." But for these children, there is no light at the end of their dark tunnel. Selling newspapers, washing cars, delivering milk. This is a common sight in every city and town. Working in a tailoring shop, overcrowded and uncomfortable, their hands are busy stitching the clothes you and I wear and admire. But all appreciation is empty and superficial. Those that sew for us have no proper clothes on their own bodies. The gateway of India, the city that never sleeps, sizzling, swinging Mumbai. It is believed that here the streets are paved with gold. But this is the very city that arouses dreams and shatters them too. Talking about child labor in Mumbai, the collector of the city, Dr. Sanjay Chahande, said, "There are a number of organizations that employ child labor on the sly. If it is discovered that they are breaking the law, they will not be allowed to operate. Wherever we find that even 2 or 3 children are employed, those employers will have to pay a fine of rupees 20,000 per child. The government of Maharashtra will contribute another 5,000 rupees, and a scheme is being worked out to rehabilitate each of these children. Plans are underway to introduce a similar rehabilitation scheme for those children who are employed in non-hazardous industries. Some can attend a normal school or go to a night school. Efforts are being made to encourage all children who can be classified as child labor to attend school. To eradicate the problem of child labor, we have to educate every child. That should be our main concern.
बाल मजदूरी को हल करना या बालकों को शिक्षित करना ये हमारा ब्रीद वाक्य होना चाहिए. Because I say education is the crux and it is a solution for the child labor problem.
Who will decide the fate of Fazlu? My name is Fazlu Rahman. I've been working in a plastic factory for 3 months. I worked 12 hours a day. I earned 40 rupees and I did night duty. On the 4th of July at 3:30 in the morning, there was some problem with the machine. A plastic piece had got stuck and stopped the machine. I tried to get it out from below, but it didn't work, so I had to climb on top of the machine to see where it was. The piece had got stuck in the area where the powder is poured. I put my hand in to dislocate the piece, but the trap door shut tightly, crushing my hand under it. I lost consciousness. My hand had to be amputated. There are 10 members in my family. My father lost his job. I was forced to take up a job. I have many younger brothers and sisters, and if I don't work, they will all starve to death. That is why I had to take up a job. And this accident occurred. When I had both hands, I used to carry heavy loads, 20 kilos, 25 kilos, 15 kilos. Now, whenever I lift something, it falls down and gets damaged or broken. These are common sights, not just in cities and towns, but also in villages. Struggling for survival, these children have their own cross to bear. Working on these fodder machines, it seems they are literally crushing their own dreams. They plough the fields, but the fruit of their labor is enjoyed by others. All that glitters is not gold. A picture of tragedy. 2 tiny feet carrying heavy loads. How long will they remain beasts of burden, accepting pain and humiliation? How long before they drown in this tragedy? Working in the cycle shop, the image of these children has become a symbol of our time. Children hammering heavy iron in a blacksmith's shop is akin to the trampling of their own lives by society. Their biggest enemy is the bidi industry, where inhuman conditions and the poison of tobacco devours them even before they reach adulthood. The fishing industry is a successful commercial industry abroad, but in India, this industry fishes in the dirty waters of its village tanks. These children are blindly chasing a future. It is like catching slippery fish with bare hands without tackle and bait. It is said, where there is a will, there is a way. The result of the efforts being made to provide education to these children can already be seen in some places. But it is a drop in the ocean.
करते करते काम शरीर के खराब करे छे बचपन से करते करते काम शरीर के खराब करे छे खराब करे छे ओ बेकारी करे छे खराब करे छे ओ बेकारी करे छे बचपन से करते करते काम शरीर के खराब करे छे बड़ा ही कठिन काम करे के पड़े छे तैयो ने पैसा ओकरा उतना मिले छे मालिक के आगे पीछे से ओ करे
Bad health, helplessness and despair, abuses and ridicule. Is this the only future for our labor force?
शरीर के खराब करे छे बचपन से करते करते
What kind of future can we expect from a nation where its children are starving?
खुरपी के बदले ओकरा कलम धरावो पढ़ाई करे के खातिर स्कूल भेजावो साग और सब्जी कोकरा से हो खिलावो साग और सब्जी कोकरा से हो खिलावो तब करते दुनिया में नाम शरीर के विकास करे छे बचपन में करते करते काम शरीर के खराब करे छे खराब करे छे ओ बेकारी करे छे